Welcome to the channel. I am Nate, and this is Beach Domino Paper Crafts. And it's being stubborn. Okay, and today we are working in... Where are you? I put it over here so I could grab it, and now it is gone. Well, we're working in the signature for Junetober by Emily Designs. The Cabinet of Curiosity? No. The Collector's Grimoire. Grimoire? The Collector. The bunch of stuff that you can do. And I have the kit, and I have some freebies, and I also have, she put out some extras on her Etsy that you could purchase. I purchased some of those. So today is June the 9th, I believe. Yes. 1 second. Check. Calendar doesn't want to come up. Yes, it is June the 9th. And what are we doing today? Today's a special day. Today's my token day. So today we're going to make charms. Now, charms are easy, but they're also fiddly. There's a lot of drying time. There's a lot of waiting time. So what we're going to do is you're going to see the process start to finish, but you're not going to see all my waiting and drying times. Now, what you're going to need is something to make into charms. You can use anything. This is a journal card. These are little labels and fussy cuts. This is just a little piece of leftover paper and a little slide from the kit. Now, and it doesn't matter what's on the back. That's the important part. It does not matter what's on the back, because you're also going to need some stiff cardboard. I use empty cereal boxes or soda boxes, stuff like that. These can be as thick as you want or as thin as you want. It's really up to you. You're going to need Mod Podge. I recommend putting it in a bowl, covered bowl, because it'll last forever that way. You're going to need some sort of knife. I have two different sorts of knives. I have my scissors. I have an awl for punching holes. And for the glue, I have a paintbrush. Now, it's an old paintbrush, and it's wide but not too wide, and it's stiff bristled. Oh, and excuse the extra noise. I have my 3D printer up and running, but it's not in its enclosure yet, so you're gonna hear it. I'm also gonna make some out of some stickers. That's why I called it the Cabinet of Curiosities, I guess. And some sandpaper. Sandpaper. I gotta learn to speak. You will need sandpaper. So here's how we're gonna do this. First thing is we're gonna cut our cardboard into workable sizes. And I'm just gonna cut down one of the seams. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm just gonna take one, cut one of these strips. And no, I have no idea what these taste like yet. They're in the fridge getting cold. The icy strawberry lemonade and cherry cola. They're small cans though. They're the regular can is 12 ounces. These are I don't know how big. 7 ounces, 7.5 ounces. They're the mini cans. Okay, set that off to the side. And it does, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be straight, none of that. You're going to take your sandpaper, and you're just going to go over the whole thing. And it doesn't have to be perfect either. You just got to scuff it up so that it will accept the glue better. Scuff it this way, and then turn it and scuff it this way. Gonna get a good scratch pattern on it. Okay? And that's just so it'll take the glue better. And you're gonna want to put down something to cut on. I have my trusty old mat here. So I'm going to use that. And I don't want to get glue all over my trusty old mat just yet, so I'm going to get a glue sheet. Okay, we're going to put that down. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to open up our Mod Podge. You can see it's still running. Perfect. We're going to take our charm. And what I'm just going to do is coat this entire cardboard really pretty well. Does not have to be perfect. Just pretty well. Pretty heavy. Because you want to make sure it sticks to the cardboard through all the scratching and whatnot. Just going to glue it, put it down, let it sit. It's got some moving time. That's fine. I'm going to take this piece right here. We're going to glue it down. You see why I said it doesn't matter if there's anything on the back of it? And I'm just going to keep going until I get all these glued down, including my sticker. And yes, you are going to glue your sticker as well. So give me just a second. I'll speed this up for you. Okay, sorry about knocking the camera there. I don't know what happened. So I'm going to put my lid back on. I didn't have enough room to get this one, but that's okay. I'll put it in a later one and you'll be able to, I'll do something else with it. So we got all these and we're just going to let these dry, and I'm going to skip all of that time. Let skip right over it. You won't see any of it. And then I will be back as soon as these dry. Just make sure you're pushing them down. And if they start to come up a little bit, put more glue on them. Alright? And no, I'm not going to show you the token right now. I'll show you the token in a few minutes or so. Because if I showed it at the very beginning of the video, nobody'd keep watching. And if I showed it at the very end, people just skip ahead. So, we're just going to let this dry. And it's okay if it doesn't. I'm going to go ahead and put some glue over the top. Just remember, the more glue you put on, the stiffer your piece will be, the stronger your piece will be, and the thicker your piece will be. And also remember, Mod Podge dries clear. It will have a shine to it. You can buff that out, but I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to leave it. Almost forgot this step, to be perfectly honest with you. But what we're going to do is just let this go. And once it's dry, we're going to cut it out. And then if you don't want to add a second layer, you don't have to. I am, because I want mine to be pretty thick. But yeah, I'm just going to finish this. And then I will stick this off to the side and let it dry. For y'all, it'll be instant. For me, it'll be, an hour or two. Alright. And I will see y'all when it's dry. Okay. We're perfectly dry. And you can see it dried clear. So, what we're going to do now is cut everything out. I'm just going to use my scissors. Just one layer. Now, if you wanted to, you could add another layer to this. I'm not going to, but I would cut them out before you add anything else. So, I'm just going to speed this up because y'all know what cutting looks like. Just a second. Okay. Ooh, better put my glasses back on. So, you can see I accidentally cut a piece off the end of this, and that's okay. That's going to be just fine. So, you can leave them like this. You can take another piece, rough it up, back them again, make them thicker. See how much thicker that makes them? Depends on how sturdy you want them. I think these are going to be fine. But I don't like them being white on the back like that. So what we are going to do is I'm going to grab this. And I am going to grab my sandpaper, which I set aside. I don't like the feel of sandpaper, but... So we're going to grab our sandpaper and we're going to do the back. Probably should have done this while they were all set together, but that's alright. This one's not as... If your box doesn't have that plasticky sheen to it, the feel to it, like this is just paper, but it's... I want to make sure because it feels a little bit, you know. So if it doesn't have all that, you don't have to use the sandpaper. You can see I'm not doing a massive amount of sanding or anything. So we're just going to do that. Fling all the shavings off to the side. And we're just going to use this. I really like this. So we're going to use this. Turn it over. Grab our Mod Podge. And our brush. And you know the drill. We're going to glue these down with... I break my brush a little bit. Anytime I use Mod Podge, it dries really stiff. You have to rinse it out very, very long time with hot water. You can use cold. Nothing wrong with that, but hot water works quicker for rinsing it. We're just gonna glue it down. Doesn't have to be right side up. Anything special. And the reason I'm gluing these instead of paper is because there's not as much of as many of these as there is paper. The box we used, there's plenty of these to fit the whole paper. This paper, not so much. And you can use anything you want. You can use another box. If you like the way the box looks, if you wanted to use this side of the icy box, you could do that. You can use paper. You can paint it. You can... Really, the sky's the limit. I guess I better get at least one halfway right. Still not right side up, but that's alright. Make sure you're using plenty of Mod Podge. It's gonna go everywhere, and that's okay. Make sure you leave room to cut too. I got very close with that one. You don't want it to be right up against it because it makes it harder to cut. Obviously. I guess it's not as obvious, or else, I wouldn't have done it, but the closer they are together, the harder they are to cut. I think I finally got one the right side up. Just enough glue. And down we go. Now don't forget to make sure they're stuck down really good. This one I didn't want to. You can go back and add some more over the top if you want. I always add another layer over the top because the more you add, the stronger they get. And it's going to take the same amount of time to dry. Make sure it's still on your paper. Get underneath if it didn't stick down real good. If you want to make sure it's not streaky, that's up to you. I don't care because it dries clear either way. If it's streaky, that means it's higher in one spot than another, and that's just going to give it some texture, which makes it a little more physically interesting. You see, I got a big bubble worth. Just spread it around. That all on. I got one more spot that didn't want to stick down. Right over here. Alright, there we go. So we're going to let this dry a couple hours, and I will be right back. Oh, and by the way, while we're in the middle of the video, today's token is a howling wolf. Let me say that again. Today's token is a howling wolf. Howling wolf is today's token. Alright, you won't see it again in this video, so here it is. Alright, be right back. Okay, so everything's dry. And we are going to just do the same thing we did on the other paper. We're just going to cut them out. And the reason I have the craft knife and the Olfa knife here is because sometimes if you put too many layers on, you see how hard that is to cut through the glue? If you put too many layers on, then they get super hard to cut. I have made them 4 or 5 layers thick before, and you have to use the heavy-duty knives. You can't just use your regular scissors. The harder or the heavier they get, the harder they are on your scissors, and you don't want that. You want your regular scissors to stay pretty sharp. Just one layer like this shouldn't be too bad. Let me take my glasses back off so I can see what I'm doing, because I seem to be missing the edge entirely here. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but I'm nearsighted. If you know, you'll understand. And I try to get it as close as possible. You don't have to. You can leave it a little jagged. You can leave it however you want. You can cut a big oomph around it like this, a border around it. Couldn't think of a word for a second. And leave it like that. I would make sure you use lots of Mod Podge if you do that. I know what I was supposed to do. We did this part wrong. I was supposed to put Mod Podge on the other side. You should go back and put Mod Podge on the other side. It'll help it last longer. You don't have to, I suppose. You could leave it as is. See, and that's not even cutting through the cardboard. That's just cutting through the glue. But go back and put Mod Podge on this side. I'm not going to do that in the video. I'll do that after the video because I don't know what our time is looking like. Since this is several edits through, and I didn't just pause the video in between because then I wouldn't have my phone available for hours at a time. You know what that's like. I know you know it. Don't lie. You know what that's like. But yes, I will go back through and put Mod Podge on the back, and I suggest you do the same. It helps it hold up better. It resists water and scratches and those kinds of things. And also, one more thing I'm going to do. I'm going to show you a little bit. Well, let me finish cutting these up. Okay, we got these all cut out. Let me put my glasses back on. So, you're going to go back through. Okay, first of all, this one right here. You see how it's got this snot of Mod Podge right here? I know, it's weird to call it that. But that's not fully dry because I let it pool up right there. And it didn't get fully dry like the others did. So I'm just going to peel that skin off of it a little bit. Don't worry, it won't hurt the final piece. It's just going to give it time to give it a spot to let that dry, get some air to it. And it will dry clear, but it's just going to take it a while. So just kind of peel that top skin off and it'll go back to drying. Okay? Now, as far as getting the back covered with Mod Podge, you're also going to want to do the sides. I don't have my brush in here because I set it in by the sink to dry because I thought we were finished. I was wrong. But you're gonna I'm gonna show you with this. You're just gonna go in with your brush and your Mod Podge, and you're gonna take it and just coat the edges. Do it at the same time you do your back. And yes, you can do it with any glue. It's easier with the Mod Podge because you can just brush it on. But you're just going to coat those edges real good. And then you're going to be very careful when you set it down. What I recommend is set it on something kind of like that. That way it doesn't stick to it. I mean, yes, it'll stick to that a little bit, but you can pull that right up. If you set it on paper, it's going to stick to the paper. It's going to get glued on, you know, all those things. But even if you have to do them one piece at a time, just stick it to something. I'm lucky enough to have a bunch of these mini totes. So I'm just going to use the lids and stick them all over my desk when I get ready to do that. And then they'll... Or if you're like me and you have something plasticky like this whiteboard backing, just set them on your desk. It's easy to clean up with water. Alcohol cleans it up if you have to use it. But once you're done, you're going to take, and you're not going to be able to use your hole punch because, I mean, if you have a crocodile, you might. But if you go more than one layer, thick, you're not going to be able to use your hole punch. So what I'm going to do, or crocodile, I mean, because see, you can put this in there. You barely get it in a standard hole punch. And just, let's see if it'll even punch. Oh, I was wrong, it will punch. If you go any thicker than that, it won't. Hold in the head. Oh, this is a Junetober video. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make it a true Junetober video, shall we? A true creepy Halloweeny mess. Just for this one. Just for this one little piece. And you're going, what are you talking about, Nate? Well, I have blood spray that I use for my creepier videos. We're just going to go around the edge of this baby's hole in the head. Not necessarily trying to get the back there. There we go. Let it drip down some. And then, I know it's gory, y'all, but if y'all knew me in real life, you would know this is what I do. So we're doing one of these during our Junetober series. I'm going to pull up this cup right here so that I can kind of keep everything from getting messed up here. Take my spray, shake it up real good, because I made this with acrylic paint and water, and I will show you how to do that in a later video that is not a Junetober video. So stick around if you want to see that. If you don't and you think this is gross, probably don't stick around. I mean, definitely stick around. I don't do this in most of my videos, but what I'm saying is don't watch that video. And because it's paint, it gets globbed up real easy. It's not always the most reliable sprayer. So maybe this won't work. Maybe we'll just have to fling it or whatever. I know it's gross. That's what I like in my normal everyday life. I'm gross. Not gross. Yeah, Halloween gross. Gosh, y'all. Don't be like that. So, there's that one. I'm going to use that. I'm going to hold off on that and hold that till I get to a good Halloween journal. I like it for Junetober, but I like it more for a solid Halloween journal. But if you don't want a big hole or anything, you can take this and just put a hole in it and put an eyelet in there. But if you want something smaller, you just take your whole, get your fingers out of the way, put the awl where you want it, and push it in. And you can make them smaller, or you can push it in further and make them larger. But they come out much smaller than a regular one. The problem is this right here. If you can live with that, use your awl. If you can't live with that, you can always take your scissors or a knife. Scissors don't seem to be working right. Cut away from you, even though we all know we're not going to do that. Safety first, safety first. And just chop all them little edges off like that. Go in like this. Chop all those little edges off. If you don't like seeing them. And yeah, it's going to leave a little weird on the back. And if you want to make it match more in, you could just scuff it up some here and there. Make it a little worn. Like so. And then get your vintage photo over here and just run it over the back like so. Dirty it up a little. You can even do it a little over the front. Dirty it up a little. Just remember, on the front, you've already coated it in Mod Podge. It's going to be a little harder to stick, but you know. And then Mod Podge the back, and you're done. So that's how you make charms. Run some twine through it. Clean up your space. Maybe rinse out your nozzle for your sprayer, if you have one. And that's it. So, I hope you got something out of this video. I hope you stuck around in there to see the token, because I'm not showing it to you again. I told you you'd only see it once and it wouldn't be at the end. Yeah. Pardon me. Come back tomorrow when we'll be just randomly decorating some items I found at Ollie's. And for the rest of the week, make sure you go check out all the Facebook groups. They'll be linked down below. And make sure you join these people's groups. Emily Designs, who did this kit. Petals and Parchment, who did last week's kit. Crafty Dragon Creations, who will be doing next week's kit. And Lottie's Magic Attic, who is doing the final week's event and also is the main host of the event. There's always fun stuff going on at all of those groups. And again, you can check them out in the description below. Alright, see ya.